This comes to us from Hypnotic, who says, so the PR storm is out in full effect for Ghost of Yōtei. I'm honestly shocked it's happening so fast, but the level of its nonsense we are seeing is through the roof. This is the article that is currently being thrown around right now, trying to quickly shift the narrative of Yotei in its favor as soon as possible. They claim the game has sold over 1 million copies, conveniently, just quote unquote, barely passing Tsushima's original number on day one. In this article, they claim Yotei is loved more than Tsushima, and that quote unquote community sentiment is strong, essentially. Who is the source for this information? A random tweet from an account with less than 10,000 followers. I looked it up. It's just over 9,000 followers. They wrote an entire article saying 1 million copies sold, reportedly faster than Ghost of Tsushima. And their source is this dude right here, Millie A. Hearing 1.3 million sold on first day of Yotei, ever so slightly ahead of Tsushima's first 24 hours of 1.25 million. Tsushima kept pace on its second day with another 1.15 million sold. Can Yotei keep up? And this is the account of the person. 9,163 followers. Working proudly within the entertainment and sports industry. Stats crazy. Oh, okay. Where are these numbers coming from? Your ass? Hearing from where or who? You give no source. I'm hearing they sold less than 13,000 copies. My source? Same as yours. Empty words on a tweet. Source? No, you're not. You're making up this number. Source, please. And then there are people that just fall right for it. This is the win. It's like, oh, the guy just threw a random number out. Let's go. The game we needed this year. Is he going to say fire? Let's go. Like, let's go. What a bot comment that is. Me when I lie to myself. Who the fuck are you? Source. If this is a good one here. If this was true, Sony would have said so. But here's the article. Ghost of Yōtei has reportedly sold over 1 million copies, selling faster than Ghost of Tsushima. Talk about being desperate for an article. You find a random Twitter account with under 10,000 followers, and you take that as the source of truth to write an entire article to run with a narrative. And look at the subheading here. Ghost of Yōtei is already a massive success! Exclamation point. I don't know about you guys, but that certainly sounds like this is factual when you say that. Instead of saying could be, you say it is. That is a lie. Ghost of Yōtei has already managed to sell over 1.3 million copies on its first day. No, it hasn't. What's your source? It has sold faster than Ghost of Tsushima, which sold around 1.25 million at its launch. The latest title has also received universal praise from both players and critics. No, it hasn't. Are you living under a rock? Critics, yes. Universal praise from critics, I'll give you. But from players, I've seen it all over the map. Some players praising the hell out of it. Others, no. Despite all the controversy surrounding the game, Ghost of Yōtei has come out on top. Look at I love how they take the perspective of this is, again, to remind everyone, this entire article is based off of a single tweet from a no-name account. It has come out on top and managed to garner a mostly positive reception from both players and critics. It is reportedly even doing well in the sales department. According to some new information, source, Ghost of Yōtei has already sold over 1 million copies on its first day. It is selling at a faster pace. No, it's not. You should say this means it would be reportedly selling fast. Not it is. This is, by the way, this is what happens. This is why games journalism is dying and why YouTubers are eating their lunch. Because I honestly wouldn't even put it past this guy, if it even is a real person, that this company took this tweet, threw it into ChatGPT, and said, write me an entire article based off of these two sentences, and just posted this article. because they knew it would get clicks and attention, and people, the Sony ponies, would be running with it and using this as their source to be like, see, you're an idiot for even doubting this game. Look, it sold over 1.3 million units. My source, this random guy. His source, who the fuck cares? According to Inside, oh, he's an insider. Okay, he's an insider, guys. Hey, I guess well, I was gonna say jokingly, I'm an insider, but I guess in a way I kind of am an insider. But I don't even call myself an insider. Like, what the hell? Ghost of Yōtei on its first day sold 1.3 million copies, while Tsushima sold 1.25. Isn't that convenient? Like Hypnotic was saying, isn't that convenient? The number that this guy just pulled out of his ass just conveniently is just barely over Ghost of Tsushima, which puts it ahead of its predecessor. It will be seen whether it can keep up in the long run. As of 2024, Ghost of Tsushima has sold over 13 million copies, which is a decent number. A decent? Dude, this article is straight up ChatGPT. 13 million copies is now decent? In what world is 13 million copies sold decent? That's an insane amount for a single player title. That's an insane amount of sales for a single player console exclusive for a while. Wow. But in that time frame, it also released on PC. The general response towards Yotei is more positive. A source hinting at good things to come. Talk about the cope. Oh my God. This is the same shit they did with Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's happening all over again, where they're just running with a narrative and you're like, from where? Who? What sentiment that you're getting this stuff from? What is this? Sucker Punch's latest title was already topping pre-orders on PS5. So success was imminent. It was, what was it, the fourth best-selling title? NBA 2K26 was above it. Fortnite was above it. Roblox was above it. The profit margin on the title will be massive, considering its budget was similar to Tsushima, unlike most PlayStation sequels. They're forgetting, by the way, right now, and this is why I kind of roll my eyes at articles like this. Ghost of Yōtei is exclusive to PlayStation 5. Ghost of Tsushima initially came out on PlayStation 4. A massive install base buying that game towards the later end of the console lifecycle. But still, it was like, that's when everyone owned the PS4. You're dealing with a more limited audience of people for an exclusive title, whereas Ghost of Tsushima was able to sell a bunch on the PS4 and then re-release again on the PS5 and sell a whole shit ton more, and then re-release again on PC and sell a whole shit ton more. You look at that Yotei, you're just like, oh yeah, that's going to compete directly with that. Like, no, it's not. Nonetheless, the studio has another hit on its hands. How? Again, based off of what? Sucker Punch themselves have not even said anything yet. How can you say this? One of the best parts about Ghost of Yōtei is how well it's optimized for the base PS5, as it looks and runs almost identically to the more powerful PS5 Pro. Well, that speaks volumes for how useless the PS5 Pro is. What are your thoughts on Ghost of Yōtei already selling 1 million copies? Well, my thoughts are, until the company Sucker Punch or Sony announces it themselves, it has not sold that much. Until we have the official announcement, this is just spewing information. Now, I will also balance that off with saying, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if it sold 1 million copies. That wouldn't shock me. I also think that would be terrible if it only sold 1 million copies. That's not great. And people are like, oh, now that's cope from you smash. Is it? Let's look at what Andy Pants says. Yikes. Is Yotei a flop? Monster Hunter Wilds sold 8 million during the same time frame. 1 million copies sold. Again, not even officially announced, compared to Capcom officially announcing it and IGN stating it. 8 million copies. But this is the other thing. This is a problem that I have with this whole situation. Is people are going to start referencing and sourcing that article as the source of truth for arguments, which, by the way, this Tech for Gamers, they knew damn well what they were doing with this in order to get people to do that. And they've already started doing that. We got that generic Eric dude that quote tweeted a screenshot of me trying to get an own on me where I said, yikes, PSN profiles displays just 3,000 Ghost of Yōtei owners of the game. Not off to the best start for Sucker Punch. And then I said, most importantly, for full context, this number only represents a small percentage of actual buyers, typically less than 1%, comma, but when compared to other titles, oof. That's the only point that I'm making is the game is not doing great relative to other titles that have released recently. Does that mean it completely flopped? No, this is just having fun with the information available that we have to say, hey, I got a feeling it's probably not selling as great as they had probably hoped. And this dude, this Sony pony, bro's using PSN profiles to try to make a point. Little does he know, the site only tracks people who are willing to be tracked on that site. What a twit. To which I replied, hi there. It looks like your vision or attention span may be a bit lacking. I've highlighted the tweet you screenshot that states the same exact thing you're trying to call me out for. Hope that helps. Have a great day. And I put 4 arrows because I wanted to really make sure that he saw exactly what I wrote to compare to what he was trying to say. And wouldn't you know it, who comes in with the source? Another random Sony pony trying to own me. 1 million copies sold. Here we go. We already got people peddling the source that isn't even real. That in itself is insane to me. I know it really shouldn't be, but here we are. Back to finish off what Hypnotic was saying here. Have accounts already spamming X sourcing this one article has a massive win for Yotei, as expected. These accounts do the same thing with every controversial game, and yet 95% of the games they do this for end up failing, resulting in layoffs or even worse, studio closures. But hey, as long as you get to have the perception of dunking on the chuds, I guess that's all that matters. Ghost of Yōtei was always going to survive off the back of Tsushima and sell copies. Again, Hypnotic said that from day one. I have said that from day one. No one is questioning that this game is going to sell over 1 million copies. I've said from the beginning that it's probably going to sell less than half of what Tsushima did in the lifetime sales of Tsushima. That's my standpoint on it. People try and take that and twist it and be like, oh, you said it was going to be a complete flop and failure. I'm like, well, that's how I define it, as a flop and failure. I'm extremely curious to see how this game performs in Japan personally, as Tsushima set records in Japan for a Western game, or even just games in general. This game will obviously sell over 1 million copies pretty early on, but to claim it this soon and use this level of sourcing just shows me that it hasn't happened yet, but they want everyone to quickly believe it has, because this game's message means more to them than anything else. Fake it till you make it, which again, banger post from Hypnotic. And we have, again, like I said, Sucker Punch Studios has not, I'm going to refresh it just live while I'm talking right now, because you never know, has not said anything. Yep, nothing new from them announcing any kind of sales worldwide. The latest update 5 hours ago, as of recording this, just saying, hey, Ghost first weekend, great, as a mask. And then we have them retweeting people and showing game mode off, not talking about sales at all. I've seen a lot of Sucker Punch retweeting people in the industry, studios that are putting out congratulation posts to them, which, I mean, I guess it's not like weird for that to happen, but it's weird for it to happen right away for a game that hasn't accomplished anything officially. Like, if they're going to do this for this game, why don't they do it for every single game that launches? Oh, because the entire industry has been co-opted by a bunch of woke tards that are all in the same circle jerking each other every time a game comes out. Every single time. And these same people, these social media people, are the ones that get rehired and fail upwards to these other studios that they're buddy with and retweeting. This is how it works. This is why the industry continues to fail. What we're seeing right here. Because I didn't see every one of these big studios making massive posts for Borderlands 4. I didn't see any massive posts. I saw a few for Silksong, but not every single one universally, I guess is what I'm saying. This is just weird to me. The strangest one, ironically, being Ubisoft, because there's a lot of conversations right now going on about how people are claiming Ghost of Yōtei and Assassin's Creed Shadows are basically the same game with the same storyline and the same retribution and betrayal that they're trying to enact with both of them. And we have Ubisoft congratulating them for the launch. It's strange. The whole situation's just weird. But yeah, they're already having the Sony ponies push out the 1 million sales figure when Sucker Punch and Sony themselves still have not said anything. Would I be shocked if it sold over 1 million in the first day? No, I wouldn't. Would I be shocked if it sold over 3 million? Yep. Or 2 million? Yep. In the first 2 to 3 days, I'd be shocked. I would be floored. I'd be like, damn, okay. I'm way off with the reception of this game. Sell it over 1 million, that was fully expected with the marketing budget and everything else that they pushed into this game and the FOMO that certain Sony ponies have. Of course, I'm not surprised. And Grand Theft Auto 6 being delayed and this being really the only big game to come out around this time. Yeah, I would expect it to sell a decent amount. But after this point, it's going to fall off hard. But we'll see. Until we actually hear anything, I'm not going to make any official statements like some of these people are. But yeah, I'll leave that one there.